Hello friends, it's Amanda from Whimsy Stamps with you today, sharing this really cute project using the mini treat box. We're going to use our Big Shot, at least that's what I'm going to use. You can use whatever die cutting machine you have, but I'm just going to die cut this one out of white cardstock, and I'm just going to line it up on my Big Shot and I'm going to send it right through. These mini treat box dies are so cute. And for today's project, I'm just going to share with you how I've created this box. You're going to have to come back for the next video to see how we decorate it. All right, there it is. And then we're going to take the crisscross gingham background stamp. And I'm going to stamp on this box to create my own pattern paper. All right, this is my Tim Holtz platform. I am going to take my treat box and I'm just going to lay it down because we're going to be continuing the stamp to make it longer to fit the entire box. So I'm just going to get it set up here. I'm going to put it all the way to the edge so that I can get a really good stamping and continue on down the box. I absolutely love these background stamps, especially for projects like this. You can create your own pattern paper. It's perfect. Just getting my magnets out of the way. And I'm going to use an orange. This orange is from My Favorite Things, and it's called Orange Zest. We're going to ink up this entire background stamp. Getting it good, and we're going to press down. The one really good thing about using a precision style stamping platform, or My Sweet Petunia, you've got that one, is you can stamp it multiple times if you don't get it right the first time. All right, we're going to take off our magnets. And then I'm going to wipe off the back of my platform. And then I'm going to dry it off. And this little chamois, guess what it is? That's right. It's just a chamois. It's a chamois that you use to dry off your cars. Super affordable. You can get multiple. So that's what I use to clean off my stamps. We're drying it off. And I'm going to use this acetate. I'm going to lay my box back down where I think it might line up, but I'm going to put the acetate over it so that I can see exactly where I need to line up the stamp with my box so I get the perfect impression. Magneting that down, and you can see it's not going to hit the box, but because I have the acetate right there, I can move my box to exactly where it needs to be. Removing my magnets, making sure that the acetate stays right where it needs to, and look at that. You can line it up exactly where it needs to go. And then I'm going to use the magnets and place it right there. Like magic. See? We'll wipe that off later. And then I'm just going to ink up that very edge. I don't need the entire stamp inked, but just the edge where it's going to hit the actual box. Getting a nice good impression, using my sleeve for a smoother stamp impression, and perfect. Now my entire box has this really cute crisscross gingham. We're going to wipe everything off, make sure it's nice and clean. And I've left everything in here for you today. The sound, all of it. Just because Well, it was a quiet time in my house today. All of my family decided that they needed to go do other things. So I had a quiet moment and I thought, why not have everything in there so you can see just how everything is done. Nothing is fast forwarded in this box. I do the second green box that you'll see, but that one is not in regular speed. It's fast and then no sound. All right, so we're going to use this bone folder, and these boxes come with a scored line, and you just want to fold on all of the scored lines, and then I use the bone folder and burnish it down. Whimsy has quite a few little mini gift boxes, which are so fun to make. Just gonna burnish all of those edges down, which gives them that nice crisp line. This crisscross gingham, I swear it's my favorite. I love this. And you could do it in any color that you want. That's the great thing about these background stamps. All right, just finishing it up. We're doing the sides. These boxes really do come together quite quickly. Everything is nice and folded. And I'm going to try my best to show you just exactly how the inside looks so that you can have a good idea of how everything goes together. So those inside little flaps or wings at the very bottom go on the inside. And then the front part of the box, there's a longer wing, and it just slides right underneath those two to lock it in place. There you go. Such a cute box. All right, we're going to glue on that tab, and it's going to go on the inside the box. Now, because I'm showing you how it goes together, it was just a little struggle because I had to make sure I stayed in camera, but it's really simple. Just lining up those edges and making sure I push all of that glue around so that it's nice and firm. And I will put it back down on the table and burnish it with the bone folder. Make sure you get a really good seal. Just like that. And there it is. Oh, I love it. Imagine all the little candies you can put in. All right, let's do the green one. And this one's sped up. It's the exact same process, just faster. The silver cutting plate that I'm using is a precision cutting plate. I feel like I get a better cut with my dies when I use that, especially when it comes to detailed. All right, and then we are going to take our background, sketchy plaid background stamp, and we're going to do the same thing, same process. But this time we're going to use Prickly Pear from My Favorite Things ink, but the same thing as we did with the orange one. We're going to line everything up. We're going to use the magnets to keep it in place. And we're going to stamp all over this background stamp. This is another one of my favorite. I don't know what I would do without both of these stamps. I love them. You really can create your own colors of background paper. It's perfect. All right, getting a good impression. And we're going to get the acetate again. We're going to wipe everything down, get the acetate, put it down, line up our stamp with our box. Just lining it up. Just looking to make sure everything goes right where it needs to go. Sliding it in there. And I'll show you, but the other side I didn't get an entire impression. And the really cool thing about this Tim Holtz platform is I can see the impression of the stamp and I just reapply it. You'll see. So on the platform itself, because the stamp is bigger than the box, I was able to just shimmy it around and line it up with where that line is going to be and restamp just the very edge. There it is. All right, we're going to wipe everything off, clean it all up, get it ready for the next time. And like I said, I left everything in. This one's just sped up. All right, we're going to fold on all of the crease lines and burnishing as we go. So we have that nice crisp edge so everything folds perfectly. These boxes are going to be used in another video, so I hope you come back and check it out. We're going to be making some Easter egg boxes. So, like I said, you'll have to come back and we're going to decorate these super adorable boxes for Easter. And yeah, they're going to be given away for some candy fun. Yay! All right. Shaking off those little leftover flyaways from the box. And now we are going to get it assembled. And I zoomed in just a little bit so it might be a little easier to see. Getting those last bottom wings. Getting everything arranged. There's the inside. We're going to glue down that flap. And it really is that simple. Perfect. Well, that's pretty much it, friends. I hope you enjoyed watching me put together these boxes, and do come again so you can see how we decorate them. Bye, friends.